Well, what's the difference between a home inspection and a property appraisal? Hi, this is James Hacker, Mortgage Advisor, NMLS number 214601. And I just want to tell you a little bit about home inspection versus an appraisal. And do you need both? Well, a home inspection is really designed to protect you. What it does, you hire a home inspector to come out, take a look at the home that you're buying, its major systems, the roof, the exterior, the plumbing, the electrical, the structural integrity of the property, the HVAC, insulation, energy efficiency, things like that. So they'll do a report on the condition of the property. And if they see any thing defective, they'll list that in the report. And that's really to protect you when you purchase a home. And it's highly advisable. You don't absolutely have to do it, but it's highly advisable when you're buying a home because unless you're going to do it yourself, if you're a contractor, you have a lot of experience, you're going to do that inspection yourself. It's great to have a third party take a look at the home to see if there's any of the major systems that may be defective. Now, versus an appraisal, that's really only required when you're going to get a home loan. And then even sometimes it's not required then. And so that's really designed to protect the lender, to protect the security for the loan, the mortgage. So an appraiser will go and look at the property, and yeah, he'll call out any major defects that he sees. Stains in the ceiling might be a roof problem. Obvious signs of termite or broken windows or missing screens, things like that. They might call out paint peeling, especially if the home is older than 1978. There could be lead paint issues. So the appraiser might call that out, but that's not the appraiser's job. The appraiser's job really is to look at the property and compare it to recent sales within the last 6 months and 1 square mile, if at all possible, to determine an opinion on the value of that property that you're purchasing. And then that information will be used by the lender to determine how much of a loan you can get. Now, you may be putting more than the minimum down. And so if the appraised value comes in a little bit less than the purchase price and you're putting more than is necessary down, that really kind of doesn't affect things for you. But if you're putting the minimum down and the value of the home is determined by the appraiser to be a lower value in the purchase price, you might have to come up with some extra money to make up that difference. So again, you're going to pay for it as part of your closing costs, but the appraisal is really more for the lender's protection in the security of the mortgage versus the property inspection, which is totally your option as to whether you have that or not, protects you. And the home inspector goes, and hopefully if there's anything wrong, they catch it, because there have been cases when it hasn't been caught. But they're going to look at the roof and they're going to look at the HVAC and the plumbing and the things like that, and let you know if there's something that you should be considering before you purchase that home. Now, I'd said that if you're not getting a home loan, you may not have to get an appraisal. I mean, it's up to you. If you're going to be paying cash, you pay whatever the value of that home is. You can still have or whatever the purchase price is, you can still have an appraisal done independently if you'd like, but you don't have to. And then there are some cases when you have 10% or more down on conventional financing where we may get an appraisal waiver. And that's normally when there's enough data in the neighborhood on similar properties to where electronically we can get an evaluation and the appraisal is waived. And we can't really tell that ahead of time. That doesn't come in until we do the automated underwriting process where your information is run through the system, Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae's system, and we get an approval. And at that time, if they have enough data, Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac have enough data, they may waive or reduce the requirement for an appraisal. And then it's your choice whether you still want to have one or not. But if you do order an appraisal when it's waived, you have to take that value. You can't go back and get the waiver after you've gotten an appraisal. So that's basically the difference between a home inspection and a property appraisal. Home inspection protects you on the condition and systems of the home. A property appraisal really is more for the security of the loan for the lender's interests. So if you have any questions about this process at all, first of all, your realtor is a great source for a recommendation to a home inspector. They're going to know somebody that does this, that they feel comfortable with, that they can refer you to. And as far as appraisals are concerned, if you have a question about how an appraisal is done or the details of them, you just let me know. And then a couple of things I didn't mention about inspections, and those are mold and pest. Now, a pest inspection really is a termite inspection, is what we used to call it. For now, for whatever reason, they call it a pest inspection. But they're looking at evidence of termites, and they're also looking for evidence of dry rot. So if you have around the bathroom, for example, where there's been water that's been seeping out of the tub, or whatever overspray from the shower on a regular basis, then the integrity of the subfloor around that could be deteriorated. And a termite report will call that out, either termites or dry rot or other infestations of any kind. So a pest inspection is separate from a home inspection, as is normally a mold inspection. So if you have signs of water leakage, especially long-term water leakage that the home inspector brings up, they may or may not be qualified to do a mold inspection as well. You may have to hire a separate inspector to do a mold inspection. So that's a couple of things about inspections as well. And so if you have any questions about any of that stuff, give me a call, 661-714-2145. Again, this is James Hecker, mortgage advisor, NMLS number 214601. And I'm always available to give you good advice to help you make smart choices about money. And I look forward to speaking with you. Thank you so much.